way men build men. Be all you can. Cause we building over here. You heard me? Huh? Iron sharpens iron, and I say men build men. One who builds up they brother, not tear down they kin. Giving hope to the youth and show them how to be men. All that child's play over, this way men build men. We uplift, we inspire, this way men build men. Be a man that kids admire, give a helping hand.
Welcome to Inline Conversations with your boy Spike, my dog Chuck D, and my ace boon coon Vince. And man, we got to give you a name. We're gonna call you Vinny, man. What you think about that?
Call that man Tiny.
Tiny?
It don't matter.
Okay.
Tiny.
Okay.
As long as you put a plate up in front of me, I'm good.
Okay. It sounds like a good. Okay, so what's shout out to Chuck D for getting us the podcast, some other people to look at it and give us some good courtesy, good feedback. That sounds good. So that means we're moving in the right direction. We got a few comments on the podcast. I got to give you access. Remind me today, Vinny. Call you Vinny.
Yeah.
Or Tiny. We're going to call you Tiny. They give you the login so you can look at the YouTube studio, so you can look at the analytics and stuff like that and how people are engaging with it. You know what I'm saying? So we're definitely going to set aside a day for editing too. Part 2 is up. Got the new thumbnails. But yes, that was great feedback. I really enjoyed hearing that feedback from someone that watched the podcast and actually said, hey, I shared it with somebody. Because somebody might need to hear this. And that's the goal, right? But enough jabbing. Right. Welcome to Inline Conversations again with your boy Spike, Chuck, and Vinny, Tiny, aka Tiny. What's bringing us to the lab today?
We wanted to try this new format basically, and kind of see how this roll, because sometimes we're not going to be in the studio. Of course, me and Chuck in the studio and Spike at home.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to try a new format, and go from there, because it's going to help us when we bring guests on. Maybe they can't be here, and we can go from there and get a platform for that.
Yeah.
But topic basically is beta males and alpha males. And do we know the difference? Are there a difference? And what our thoughts on the difference is, and how does that affect the difference of a beta male and alpha male? How does that affect society in general, relationships, jobs, all that. So, what you doing, man? You waving at somebody?
Yeah. No, I'm making sure no sound bleeds in from the outside. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't though. I tested it. Yeah, that word beta and alpha male, I think it's we got to distinguish the difference between the two. I think we living in a different time. So some of those values are still standing strong, but those type of men, to me, don't exist, or I won't say don't exist, poor choice of words. They rarely exist due to how most of our men are raised, or the values that some of our men or women stand on. So times is different, but we do need to distinguish the difference between what an alpha and a beta male is.
Right.
You
want to go? What's your thought?
For me, I just think that, I guess I give my own personal. I guess I'm more in between both. I don't know if there's a such thing as in between, because I know alpha male are supposedly more stronger
leaders,
and then you have the beta, supposedly, and how society might look at beta male, that he's weaker. But to what capacity? Because if I'm an alpha male, and just like our first conversation, if I'm in, am I really getting my point across?
Right.
If I'm going in all the time, am I really getting my point across? But then, if I don't get my point across, if I don't say anything, am I weak?
So to me, that reference is every man in certain situations have to distinguish
when to cut it on, when to cut it off.
When he's a beta, when he's an alpha, and it's really not. A man is always alpha or always beta. It's whenever it's time for him to take lead, he can be considered an alpha, and whenever it's time for him to follow, he can be a beta.
Yeah, but I gotta disagree with that because what are you following? That's the question.
What I mean is that in every situation, you're not going to always be the leader. Like on the basketball, when I played basketball on the basketball team, we had guys that we knew that were leaders of that team, and the others had to follow. Now, maybe they were beta in other situations, but everybody can't be a leader because then nobody's, doing the work or doing whatever. So,
are you taught to be a leader?
No, leaders are born. Those things are okay. Yeah, you're born to be a leader.
So for me, I know I was born to be a leader. I was born to be a leader, but just because of my my leading stage that I was on, I mean, I never knew how to turn it off, not up until recently. Because it's either my way or that's it.
Right.
Period.
And
but even through my growing up stages, my mom even knew if I did something wrong or not, because guess what? As well, she knew I was a leader. If we were in a band of 100 people, and 99 went that way, and I went that way, my mom would say, "Look at my baby. He's the only one that's doing it right." Because at the end of the day, that's how I'm not going to, just because you and Vince find something funny and I don't find it funny, I ain't laughing.
Okay, so let's think about this. Spike, you got a lot of information about this video thing and how we do video and all this and all that. Chuck, do you have any information about that?
I don't have none.
So are you a beta as far as when we're doing stuff, or are you following Spike's alpha situations because he knows?
I see where you're going with that. That's a little twisted.
So that's what I mean about sometimes you could be beta and sometimes you can be
I gotta chime in.
Okay, no, that's fine. I understand that. That's the perfect analogy. But guess what? Like I said the last time we was on this on podcast, I said that guess what? Iron sharpen iron.
Yeah. So
and I ain't gonna know everything.
Right.
So at the end of the day, if that makes if quote unquote if that makes me a beta in that circumstance, I'm a beta. Because guess what? Look, I don't know nothing about electricity. I don't know nothing about plumbing. You understand what I'm saying? If I need to get some of that stuff done, I'm gonna call somebody. Just so happen you and Spike, y'all like doing this. I mean, now guess what I like doing? I love talking.
So I think to add on to what he's saying too, and this is very important about the whole breaking down what a beta is, what the true meaning of it is, right? You can be in a room for the alphas, right? And those alpha males or those men, we just use the word men of value. Right. Those guys can
high value men, as they want to call it, but we'll get
men of value. Yeah, men of value can all be alphas, can be in the same room. Will all of them lead this? No, you should be able to interact, be able to conversate, talk amongst other alphas without feeling like a beta at all or feeling small because you don't know something. Because the whole point of knowledge is to share it, right? And then we're adding value to each other, right? That's the whole thing too, So to me, a beta male is a guy who sleeps up under his girl, who he follows a woman in everything. He doesn't make his own decisions. He's easily to be how can I say swayed. He could be, he's the guy that doesn't want the confrontation like that, especially if it's a situation where he knows it's right. To avoid certain shit, he will just follow what's going on. So yes, we're going to follow each other's leads on certain stuff because we're expertise in certain stuff, right? That doesn't mean it takes away from our character being alpha males. are alpha males all aggressive at times? I think that's the misconception of it too. It's not about aggression. It's just about, it's that Superman feel. I walk in with my chest out, but I ain't the shit. You know what I'm saying? I know how to move the room. I know how to center attention, shit like that, right? Those betas they're followers. They live by the rule, happy life, happy wife. They not confrontational at all. The wife runs the show. You can tell who runs the pants. You can literally tell it, right? That's what I think we need to kind of differentiate, because if we're adding value to each other and we're all alpha, then we shouldn't feel small. We shouldn't feel like we're following each other. We shouldn't feel like we're beta in no shape, form, or fashion. That's how I look at it.
What you got? You're holding some back.
No, that's honestly, I understand. I totally understand. But even with that, just say like on your regular job, you work in Spike, myself, and I had to. What's that true leader? Because if a true leader just want to be in control at all times, and then the people that just say that he have on his team, they're going undone. Is it truly a?
No,
I don't think
leaders.
Beta has anything to do with leader. I don't think beta has anything with leader. Those are two different things, because, like Spike was saying, you can have 10 beta guys in one room, but one of those guys is the leader of the group because he's been designated to be the leader, or he has more knowledge on what they're actually doing. So he's the leader. So I don't think the two have to do with each other.
Well, you should be able to. Real leaders real leaders make other people under them want to lead. You a real leader, and that's a true, like, yes, the alpha male is going to get you in line, whichever way it is, as far as correction or whatever. But from a non-aggressive standpoint, if you are a great leader and you show value to the people that's up under you, you're gonna turn those people into wannabe leaders too. Now, a person that actually rules with an iron fist and all his people up under him are underlings and they're afraid of him, that's a dictator. He's not a leader. Actually, he's lacking something because he needs to lead over people. He needs to feel overpowered over people. So.
Yes, I pulled up the definition.
Okay, that's what it is. We're in the 20th century, baby.
What definition you got?
Just about alpha males, and what beta males are.
Oh, it's both of them. Okay,
yeah,
go ahead.
Let's so it says alphas are generally considered dominant, strong, hyper-masculine, while beta males are considered weaker and submissive.
Yes.
So as a alpha male.
And I think they use that word submissive very loosely in that definition.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Because as an alpha male, which I consider myself to be, but I didn't like.
You always been like a bully though.
Whatever. But anyway, I didn't like a couple of words that were said and that was describe it. But as an alpha male, I can still understand, and I'm talking about situational things, and I'll bring the same situation back up. That Spike knows more than me than about this video stuff. So I submit to his knowledge.
Damn.
Nah, I wouldn't take that. I would be more so like this, right? I don't work on cars, right? Now, if I want to learn how to work on a car, I'll take it to a person that's more of an expert. Does that make me less of a alpha because he knows something more than me? No. Knowledge is to be passed down to the right person. So yes, I'm going to willfully give this knowledge to you, but I'm not expecting you to submit or anything. That's why I say that word submit is very weird how they put it in there, right? I don't think it's a form of submitting. I think it's a form of, hey, I understand this guy knows more than me. I'm going to listen to what his experts are. Just like I could tell a person about networks and security and stuff, if they're interested in that, then they're going to come to me and say, hey, what do you think about this? And they're going to take my knowledge. They're supposed to take what I give them and turn it into their own and then come back with some more shit that I didn't even know. That's, to me, that's what the effect it should be. But.
Hey, Spike, listen, do you consider yourself driven?
I'm driven in the things that I want to do, yeah.
Okay. What about you, Spike? Are you driven?
100%. I spend 8 hours on the job, 8 hours doing this shit and filming shit.
Well, they consider most men that are driven beta males.
Really?
What does that mean? Is that what the definition is?
That's what the definition.
Hold on.
Says.
So that
I'm just while we talking, I'm just.
So
reading.
let's let's expound on that.
So they're saying beta males are fun. I think I'm pretty fun.
Yeah.
Confident.
I think I'm confident.
I'm very Vince. You can't even say you're not confident.
Okay.
You're very confident, and also it says that they're charismatic. Okay. Then they say also they're driven to 10 highly motivated. Then it makes it more desirable in their dating partners. Now we're not even talking about that. But it just says that and women seek after those guys. Whether before they would seek out an alpha male. I'm talking about now what it says, women.
Right.
And they're not saying little girls, because I believe across the board it might be different. Like we were talking about earlier, the hot girl summer, them girls out here doing women out here doing a lot more because maybe they want like maybe the alpha male, because maybe to them they might have more than a beta brother.
Yeah, but
okay, but the beta brother, guess what? They tend to be the ones that more likely to get a true lady, because guess what? You have to be not because different situations in life right now causing. Guess what? Because at our age, either if you're not in a relationship, you're coming out of one, or you want to be out of a relationship altogether. So it's very seldom today that you're going to find, and just like what's his name, Kevin Samuel, he said something about the lady, if she's 35,
she's leftover. She's leftovers.
She's leftover. So she's leftovers, right? But guess what? So not saying that they're bruised or hurt, but they have some good ladies that's 35 and with kids. So nowadays, guess what? They're looking for nice guys who want to and who not going to be on them or talk to them down.
So, but by judging by what you just said, beta male is what I would think was an alpha male.
And I'm glad you said that, because I question who made the definition, because alpha male are charismatic, they're confident, they're driven. I mean, you think about it. If you're driven.
No. That's what I'm saying.
Google, everybody. So it depends. It depends on who's written who's. And this goes back to a lot of shit that we see and read. It's about how you interpret it, right, and how your perception is of it. They wrote that. That's an alpha male. That is designed. That definition. Those last few bits. That's what alpha men are. You know what I'm saying? So I think.
That's why I say across the board. That's just me speaking across the board. Alpha, beta. I think I'm borderline.
Why we can't just be men of value? Just a man without the alpha, without the labels, without the.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, just get rid of
the stereotypes.
Get rid of both
values. You know why? And well, I ain't gonna say you know why, but I'm gonna say that this. And I don't want to go too far into this. This, whatever generation we're in today,
modern,
the 30, the 40, the 25-year-olds, right around in there, they throw labels on everything. I heard a word cis male or cis female. I'm
not going to that.
What is that?
That's a.
And I don't want to go there.
That's a regular man and a woman. That's a regular man and woman. That's
exactly. Why you just can't say man?
Because listen,
man, but they had to throw the word cis in there, and I'm like,
but that sounds suspect, because cis suspect. Okay, so you're a suspect male.
You know what I mean?
To add on to what you were saying, go ahead.
And I don't want to go with the I hate to say the alphabet or whatever.
The alphabet club.
There's a new alphabet added to the LBG thing,
the alphabet community
every year. So I only want to
alphabet
go there.
boys.
But I'm just saying, there's labels thrown on everybody, and we just can't go with the norm of what it actually is, because they're creating a new group or whatever, to suffice with these.
Well, the traditional men and women don't exist anymore. Let's just talk about it, right? They're very few far in between. Now we look at things, right? Like you said, we got to put labels on everything. The society is so weak, right? They're so soft. My grandmother used to say this years ago. She said, as the society gets younger, they get weaker. And it's true. It's showing it right now. You can't even piss the wrong word.
The reason why I get weaker because we the punk ass parents.
Bingo. Goes back to raise a child in its own.
And I hate
charity starts at home.
I'm sorry. I don't curse like that, but
no.
we the punk ass parents because we don't. It's because now we can't strong arm. Because I know I was strong arm back in the day.
Yeah, I was strong.
There's some things. There's some things I couldn't get away with saying. There's some things I could not get away without doing. Well, because of this reason, I don't want my kid to go through what I went through as a kid. But then guess what? Now is okay to say whatever. It's okay. You can't.
You can check your parents. You can check your parents right now.
Yeah, you can check your parents.
And you can tell them, this is my room. This is a safe space. You can't come in here. Man, let me would have tried that shit at that age back then. Trust me, these teeth, I wouldn't have them. Easily. Wouldn't have them.
Yeah. But you know, to guy around on what you said, and I got this whole thing that I said that my generation messed up, meaning 40 to 50, 55, or maybe 60.
Yeah, 60s.
Because we thought, not me, my generation thought that our parents were.
You see how they exclude itself, right?
Oh man, yeah. And believe me, I exclude myself. But we thought that our parents were too hard on us and didn't give us what we wanted. So now, when we had kids, we tried to be their friends and give them all this and give them all that. And now these kids are entitled.
Man, this is what I've done, Spike, Tiny. This is what I've done. I went back myself and looked at our podcast, man. Like, shout out to Inline Conversations, man.
That's right. Thank you.
Okay. And
hold on 1 second. Hold on. Spike, can you hear that? Because we can't hear it.
I can hear it. Okay. So, but I looked at Spike speak, you, myself, and how good of a job we done. But not just listen to hear how good we done. I listened to what you said about your father. I listened to what you said about, and I know my own situation. But one of the stories, Vince, you said that you and your dad never had a true conversation. Am I right or wrong?
That's right.
But you learned some valuable lessons from it.
Most definitely.
And so if I look today at my friend for over 20 years, you're a hard worker. He have his own business. So those things, guess what? If just say your dad wouldn't have did nothing for you, maybe you would have went the other way. But just through his training or teaching, because the Bible says, train up a child in the way it should go, and when it's old, they won't depart from it. So I just believe some of the things that was put inside of you, I mean, you thought it was hurtful. So nowadays, if the parents, and I'm not knocking no parent, we just speaking inline conversation, right? If those things, if we got to stop sugarcoating things, we got to get, even some of the mothers, we got to get them off the tip.
Right.
Because it's okay for them to get bruised up. Look, Spike, I'm bruised up all over. It may be not just, maybe not on the out, maybe on the inside too, I was bruised up. But I had to do some of my own healing. Yep. So, but at the end of the day, man, like the stuff that your dad taught you, the experiences that your dad gave you, the things that was instilled inside of me from a young kid, believe it or not, they show back up. It shows back up in your fruit. It shows back up into your kid.
Now,
so, but when you don't have that, when you have, and all due respect to moms and all of that stuff, but if you a mother and you're trying to keep your kid away from their father, it becomes a problem. Like for this generation, it became a problem. So, but now you can't chastise a kid. Even if you go to school, I remember the school I went to, my teachers used to whip my butt too. And I know it's old for old school, but maybe the old school way was the right way. Like you just said, Tiny.
Yeah.
We didn't think about it back then. But in actuality, it didn't help you to become the person that, just like you, Spike, just like me. It didn't help us to come to the people that we are today.
Not that we're going. So I think we got away from the beta and alpha, but I still like.
No. We can come right back. We can go right back.
No. I still like where we're going. I was listening to a conversation, and about a mother had a 21-year-old boy who was still a virgin, and the mother, she was asking some men, did they know other men to get her son around and teach him how to be men, and the guys were like, where's his father? And the mother was like, well, he's not that good of a dude. Where's his but I could have him talk to my granddaddy, but I mean his granddad, but I don't really think he'll tell him the same thing and all this and all that. And they were like, look, you can't pick and choose the men who to be around him because you think they are not living up to your expectations. They are men. They are going to look at your son. And they know the relationship wise, the dad, what I'm trying to get at is a lot of the single situations, the women may look at the dad in a bad way or this guy in a bad way. And because of their dislike for him, think that he's not going to be a good dad.
But doesn't that go back into the whole alpha male and choosing? Because like we said, the woman goes and chooses the so-called alpha male. So if you a super thug out here, you got muscles and shit, you know to slap niggas around, as they call it, excuse my French, big D energy. When you doing that and that's what they think, that's what they want, and then they choose wrong. It's like we choose as men, we've chosen wrong, but I feel what you said on that, and that we just took it right back because in choosing that man, you see, oh, that nigga is a leader. He's got swag. He has, I watched a video where a guy is he was 21 years old, Navy SEAL. I mean, he was in the Navy, and he was on a dating. He did like a speed date online thing, and great money. I'm talking about man of value. You could tell it's in him, right? But he was a square. He was a square. He didn't have that so-called alpha energy. Right. And I think we're getting into the whole distinguishing the difference between what a real alpha is and what these chicks call these days big D energy. That's what they want. They want the thug. They want the nigga. They don't want the corny ass nigga that worked for IBM. That's the head software engineer that's making about $500K a year. He ain't got no kids, good credit. He just ain't got no swagger. So alpha men, that charismatic stuff you just said, that meaning, that's a trait. And I think women look for those type of traits and not look for the whole pie. And some of the guys that are the so-called software engineers, or in my previous field, IT, I got shunned across. Oh, you a geek. You ain't got okay, cool. If you said, well,
I was just going to say, what you trying to big up your little
No,
thing?
I'm saying, I'm saying, yeah, you can have swagger and shit like that, right? Like swagger and you dress nice and, those are the things that most of the women and men see the exterior. They don't see the interior.
So I know you talk about swagger and dress nice and so I'm gonna just say this. Me and Chuck been friends for a while, right? Chuck really cares about how he looks.
Oh, I do too. Yes. Oh yeah.
Smell.
All that. Gotta keep you about 9-10 of colognes. I got at least about 9-10.
You know what I mean? So I don't. Right. You know what I mean? But we still are friends, and it has never affected that right there. Has never affected our relationship. Like, I mean, I ain't my first pair of Jordans probably when I was 30.
So do you do manicures and pedicures?
Look here. The bowls that I had, I got from him.
This back in the day now.
And they was out of style when I got them. I didn't even know what they was.
I was a little bit bigger too.
You know what I mean?
I had a few
because I ain't never, so I mean, but all that goes along with the beta alpha thing or whatever, or that can be all different styles of beta alpha.
Or
software engineer,
just get rid of the word.
Right.
You push a motherfucker hard enough, that alpha might come out.
I think y'all got it. They always said I always say that scared motherfucker.
So I think we need to, when I look at the term alpha, I look at a pack of wolves, right? A pack of wolves. You got the one in the front, one in the back. It's two. One that covers the back, one covers the front. The one that covers the front, he eats before anybody else. They understand that this pack leader is leading us to that. Because I look at the animal kingdom when I look at certain things, right? We're not animalistic, but you have to look to those things and kind of figure out where they get these terms from. And I'm 100% for getting rid of the whole alpha, beta, because there's a lot of dudes that think they're alpha males and they lames with money. Simple as that. Most of the dudes that's getting all the swag and all the dudes that's getting all the play, the niggas ain't got no bread, but they know how to be charismatic, know how to make a woman laugh. They have the attributes that the dude with the money don't have, or the dude that never stepped off the porch don't have. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of them niggas in my clique. I was the smartest nigga in the clique. The smartest nigga out of the whole clique, the nerd, all that. So I think we just need to get rid of the words in general because I
don't know where I fell in, Vince.
I think
when we was out there, where did I fall in that? Because I didn't have too many muscle spikes.
But you got the swagger though. No. You got the swagger. This man probably stepping up. Listen, look.
I got too many stories.
Maybe that bond number 9 just hit.
Is that bond number 9? You know, you got to get that. You got to get that fucking fabulous, man. You got to get.
Right. I got too many stories. Our days back like that I don't even want to go into because he's a married man. And it changed, man. I got stories of Diesel.
The Power Star.
You know what I mean? So I don't want to go into that like that. You know what I mean?
I am not Diesel anymore.
Oh, he put the voice on for you, baby.
That's what I was saying.
And that's another thing, right? What he just did, right? Okay. A real alpha knows how to move around rooms. You can move around certain people. You know how to blend in. You're familiar. You adapt to the surroundings. You don't crack. You don't fold. You know how to position yourself.
I'm a lion. I wake up with one thing on my mind. The hyena wake up one thing on his mind. And guess what that is? To stay clear of the line.
Clear. Yeah.
Okay.
So now, which could segment into the next topic, right?
Right. Go ahead.
So now we got these. You got these alphas, and then we got these guys that's called the high value man, which I call men of value.
Right. Well, let me look up what high value man. Since Chuck did his little research, let me look up what high value man. You go ahead with the conversation. I'm just looking.
To me, high value man has several attributes to him: his honor, his drive, integrity. The respect, honor, discipline, how he's good with his finances, is he has D control, and last but not least, how much he's earned and has he added value throughout the last 5 years. That's what I would think considered a high value man is. He has several attributes to him because, like I just said before, you can have money and be a flat out lame.
So the definition, it says, what is a high value man? A high value man is the epitome, I guess, of masculinity, leadership, charm, and sophistication. He is a man of means and influence, loved by women, revered by men.
See,
oh, wow.
You got to bring up my man Kevin Samuels, man. He breaks it down perfectly. Like he
and moves gallantly through the challenges of life, with course and pride.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to get at, I mean, I may not agree with every word that's put in there about it. It says nothing about money, so that means a high value man can be the average salary is about 41, 43 as far as men and women in the United States. I think it's
43,000 for men, 41,000 for women.
Right. So that average man can be a high value
I disagree.
Man. can also be that man of
I disagree.
100,000, but
40,000.
with
I
the fact of
disagree.
what? And not being a high
I
value
disagree.
man. But the definition ain't got nothing
Money's
to do
in
with money.
there. It has to be because high value. What value are you adding at 41,000 a year?
It ain't all financial. Just because you make. Okay, let's go here. Just because you make 100,000 don't mean you're a high value man. You can still be an
True.
a-hole.
And that's
But if you make 41,000, you can have all of these attributes behind you besides the money. You can be loved by men. You can be means of influence, revered by other men. You can be a leader. You can be all.
But you can't be revered with 41,000 a year. I just got to be frank. 41,000.
Yes,
I wouldn't be.
You're telling me that there's no other men out there that don't look up to other men that maybe make $50,000 a year?
Because what can you do with a family at 40,000 a year? What's the average? What is the average for a family? What is the average amount of money you need to make per year in Texas to take care of a family of 5?
Well, but the world doesn't always sit in Texas. So we got Alabama too, Mississippi.
So right,
that where $50,000 a year is a good salary.
They say the average salary for a man is $61,000. The average salary for a female is $50,000.
Okay, so we're off a
so
little bit.
we off a little bit, but guess what? At the end of the day, guess what? They got some women out there, that make more than
1%.
Now guess what? Depending upon how he run his household, she don't discredit him as being a man.
Right, and that's and those type of women don't exist. They're very far in between because once you give certain people power and money, that changes them.
Well, you're absolutely right, Spike. Some of those women don't exist, but I know they do have some out there. Okay,
I know they got some out there because I think that we got 3 of them.
Okay,
I'll come out and say off the record, my wife makes way more than I do. And she's made more than me for the last 10 years we've been together. I didn't start really getting.
But Spike, she doesn't discredit you as a man. You're still that alpha male that you are. I'm sorry.
Beta by the definition. Beta by the definition. You good?
So with that being said, I don't see the true difference. The only difference is this. This is the only difference. The only difference is this, that women or men that make 100,000+, they'll settle for a woman that makes less than them, 40 or 50, whatever, 61, whatever it was, 61,000. But vice versa, if I'm not talking about all women, but I'm just talking about
I'm back.
Some women.
You good?
Yeah, I had to, so we get into the guy that's doing the work for us. He's here. So we got some more work for him. As you know, I'm just hearing the cash register go off. That's all.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Okay, so let me just say it so Spike can hear too. So I said, Spike, the only thing I said will be different is that as far as finance, the difference is this, that if a guy makes over 100,000 a year, he'll accept somebody, he'll accept a female that makes
he'll trade down for sure.
But a woman that makes 100 plus, and I'm not saying all, but majority won't do it.
Well, and I think there's a reason for that. A man looks for a woman for different reasons than a woman looks for a man. And a man looks for a woman as a helpmate, as a wife, as a mother.
That's how we
as a nurturer, as all this to help him. So he's not looking at her income. He's not looking at her degrees. Hey, I love it that you got it, but that ain't why I really, and he's looking at her body.
Yep. But see,
but a woman looks for a man and just
stability.
World. as a provider, as a
stability.
protector,
So
as
you
a
got to
whatever.
have a
The
bridge.
majority of the time, all those attributes is in a man that makes a little bit more money. Not saying that a man who doesn't makes money doesn't have them, because you can, because you know. But they think that because he makes a lot of money, he's a provider. He's a whatever.
He's just a nigga with money.
But I know some people that make $100,000.
Horrible as fuck. And then it's like blue collar Henrys. That's what we are. We're what we call blue collar Henrys. And not to take nobody else's talking points, but he created that talking point. We get overlooked because blue collar Henry, yeah.
Okay. I ain't listened to a lot of him.
Blue collar Henry is basically a guy that's, like you said, has those attributes, but he's progressing each year of his life. He's adding value. He's spending those 60, 70 hours, a day, working on different shit like we're doing. We're doing a podcast thing. We got other things we're looking into far as to add value to our life. And that's to be an attribute that's in there outside of just having money. Like adding value. What are you bringing to the big stage of your life that's going to help you advance in the long run? Because we all get old. The money can go. All that shit can go in one swap. So, but when you are considered a high value or whatever, a man of value, because I prefer the term man of value because it sounds so much better based on those definitions. Finances have to be somewhere in there because, like you said, the women of today look for men for stability, financial stability. But now they have to also bring those traditional ways to the table too. You can't ask for one thing and not bring that to the table. So I want to go into the question, not too quickly, but if you got money, should you protect that? If you accumulated wealth before you,
so we're going into the factor of if you got money or if you don't have money, should you be dealing with a prenup? Or
shit, nigga, if you ain't got no damn money, nigga, you shouldn't be thinking about no goddamn. Nigga, if you have the 41,000, listen.
Hold on. When we talk about money, remember we're talking about us, middle class.
6 figures and above.
So we're not considered the millionaires or whatever
yet.
But I'm talking about anywhere from 60, I'll just go from 60 to 150 as an individual.
You shouldn't be thinking about no damn prenup. That shit.
Yeah, at one point you talked about prenup. It's just $150,000.
Yeah, there's no millions involved. Now, if you a man of value, you make it. You a 1%er. You're making millions a year. Yeah, you're a high value.
Hold on. So if I'm making
40,
and I get
you shouldn't even be thinking about it.
And my wife wants
20. Hold on. What did she get in 20? Hold on.
Let
that 20 go, man. That's 20 racks. Let that go, man. You know how she gonna get that 20 out of you? She gonna get that 20 out of you by going to the front of court.
Cause hold up. If I'm making 10, my wife wants 5.
No, because
40,
listen. When you accumulate,
wait, hold on, Spike. Listen to this. I done been on child support.
There it is.
I have to.
Big bro.
You don't want them problems.
When that judge slapped that gurney down there and told me what I had to pay, look, I was pissed. And guess what? It was over 20.
That's your divorce right there. That's your prenup right there. It's cheaper to keep her.
She got it.
If a man accumulates wealth, let's say if you was on your high value shit, right? Or man of value shit, you spent your whole 20s preparing for your future. Your 30s, you living your dream. Your 40s, now you really at your earning potential. Because they say a man doesn't really reach their real earning potential until they damn near 40 years old. Unless you were one of these TikTokers right now, you're being a buffoon for millions of people and you just get this money real quickly. But you don't really get to that point of, falling down, bumping your head, learning from mistakes until you get about 40, which technically is a man's prime. That's his prime time. The black don't crack is for men. Unfortunately, in some cases, they're not Nikki Murphy, who looks great at 50 plus years old, right? That means she's working out, right? Nikki Murphy.
Nikki Murphy.
Nikki Murphy will be always
Oh,
the
yeah,
she cold piece of work. She a cold piece of work.
Hey, but let me ask you this, because we talking about high value man, we talking about 100,000 or above, million, whatever, and all this and all that. But Pookie and Ray Ray still getting their share
Pookie
now.
and Ray Ray, they gonna always get their share, because again, it goes back to that whole alpha thing we were talking about. Now I got to do that with the money, but I still need somebody to blow this back out. See, a lot of times these chicks want their back blew out. That's it. Come on now, you can have all the money. Listen, you can be the high value man. You can be the nigga with the bread, with the good credit, but if the bottom ain't getting knocked out,
So hold up now. So you what you're saying now is that the high value man can't.
I'm saying that majority of the time, these software engineers, these geeks, these niggas is they may not be doing. They might have to go see Pookie and Ray Ray down in South Dallas to get them right. Pookie just came home.
Okay.
He got 20 years of time pent up. He ready to go.
They're just not in South Dallas. They used to come to
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? They might have to go to. They may have to go to the bottom of the map.
So the reason why I say that is because I think there's a 8-to-1
Yeah,
ratio.
hell yeah. They say it's worse here in Dallas though. They say it's worse. The number is a little bit higher.
Okay, well. So with that being said, somebody, Pookie and Ray Ray, and honestly, real talk. Most high value men are probably married.
They what?
They're probably already married, already in a relationship, not necessarily coming out of divorce, or they could be, depending on what goes down, because most of them are going to take care of whatever needs to be.
Ain't gonna be no question.
So.
And what they not gonna do is they ain't trying to settle with no female. They not trying.
Yeah, because I watched a video the other day to add on to what Chuck's saying. It was a dude that high value dude. He's a 2%er. That means he's making $500K or better, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he got out of divorce like 10 years ago. He clearly stated, "I'm not jumping into nothing else with nobody lower than me."
He have a whole different.
He got reserves. Yeah,
money,
all that.
I'm not messing with knife. Like, you remember the dude who we used to work with at the plant? He was a millionaire too, and we had those. Remember how they used to bring lunches in and stuff for us?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he said he wanted to hook up with a female, what he would do? Buy her. And
right.
He ain't have no kids.
But see, probably also he got hit over the head too because he ain't had no prenup.
So he
ain't going back into that. You know what I mean?
But like Spike just said, it was a learning curve for him. So now he done learned. Guess what? I'm not getting married. That's money saved. Kids, that's money saved. If he would buy the lunches at work, buy two.
Mm-hmm.
Buy one for lunch and then buy one to take home with him. I don't know if you remember that or not.
I vaguely, but I'm not. Just go ahead.
He would buy two, one to eat at work, and then one to eat when he got home. And then he said, "Man, what's happening with the ladies, man? You rolling? Man, look, if I want one, I'm going to buy one.
Hey,
she can do. She can go.
Listen, and look.
Well, in every sense of the word, depending on it's a transaction.
It ain't tricking if you got it.
No, I don't mean it just like tricking like that or whatever. But even in a marriage, it can be transactional at times. I'm talking about good marriage. Not just. I ain't talking about just doing whatever. I give you $100.
Yeah, I'm tired of going to the Louis Vuitton store. I'm tired.
Right. It's all. I thought. Well, I ain't gonna say it right now, but I thought about buying my wife something good because look at his ring. But anyway, that was transactional.
Hey, but this
look
ring,
at mine.
There's a story. Look,
no, I know there's a story behind. I ain't gonna do
that.
Yeah,
there's a story. I mean, you want me to share the story?
That's on you.
I'll share the story. Well, Spike, I'm tatted up on this one, right? And I have a tattoo on my finger underneath the ring. It was fast. I was young and crazy and decided to get a tattoo on my finger. So my wife asked, "Babe, what is this?" And I said, "It's from a past relationship. If you want me to, I'll just bring this tattoo down and kind of get rid of it because it's easy to get rid of."
Mm-hmm.
My wife said, babe, God have a plan for everything. If you and I marry, I'll get you a ring that'll cover that up.
Power Stone. The Power Stone.
One of the twin powers activate. And guess what? She got a rock sitting on hers too. She ain't got no tattoo, but she got a nice one on her hand too. Look, if it was transactional, that's what it was. But guess what? At the end of the day, you don't have to be. I know you was just joking saying about this.
Oh no, yeah, I was just joking, but I didn't mean transactional in a bad form. So when you talk about the man talking about he'll go buy, and that's that type of transaction. But in marriage, it's transactional too because we got bills in this house. We got car note right there. We got all this and all that. So there's some sort of transaction that's going on, to get your lifestyle going. That's what I mean about transaction.
Right.
It's not always bad. I mean, the other one, that's the oldest profession in the world. So we ain't gonna even go there. But that's what I just mean by transactional and also not putting when somebody says something, because I don't want that to be considered as being a bad way that I use that. Because I don't think
towards me.
No. I'm just talking about some people could say, he's marriage is transactional. You know what I mean? As you know, I ain't talking about a John type of deal.
A trick.
Yeah.
Right. I ain't talking about that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
A trick. It ain't tricking if you got it, right?
Right. Hey, that's what they say.
It ain't tricking if you got it. It's a little something, We exchanging services. Right. You need a little $1 or $2. I need a little,
Right.
So,
all right. So, okay, this is the thing now.
So Spike, so you said get rid of the whole process. You wouldn't even do it, a prenup.
No. Okay. So look, anything you build within a marriage, that's called marital property, right? We know we're in a community. Especially in Texas. This is a community property state. There's only like 6 or 7 of them out there. Florida and California, I think, is another one. So if I was in a position like, okay, if I built wealth before I was married, yeah, she's tying a prenup for sure. But see, I know my lady though. She's not jumping the ship. You know what I'm saying? Nah, if I was out here, thotting it up and doing my whizzle, yeah, I'm gonna make sure, if I know there's a possibility that this woman showed me any type of I'll say this, if she showed me any type of possibility she gonna jump ship before I marry her, there would be no reason to marry her even in that process. You're making a big mistake, right? But yes, the prenup needs to be in order because you built that money before you was with her, before you was with any woman. You built that wealth. So if you come into a relationship, you're a full-blown millionaire, and you're gonna meet Peggy Sue at Longhorn, and she come up off you, you're gonna need to protect that money. That's wealth you built before you met her. So yes, I would say sign a prenup if you built wealth before you met your wife. And if she gets upset, then you already know at that point.
So I don't need to spend that $500 to protect that little $35K I'm making every year.
Nah, hell no. Listen, look, if you ain't a 1%er, if you ain't making 1% or hit the lottery and you got millions or you're an entertainer or something like that, you shouldn't even be thinking about no prenup.
So it's just 1% because you said 2%. That's
2%, 1%, yeah, 2%, 1%. 2% is 500,000. 1% is a millionaire. He's making $1 million a year.
So what number do I need?
You need to be a 2%er.
I mean, I'm already married.
Yeah,
so
that's not
and this is everybody else is not married. What number do a guy or a woman needs to look at before they go and protect that little? Because I want to protect my little 37.5.
Man, let me tell you like this.
That's a lot of money you'll be spending on that, man.
Prior to me being married, of course, this time I was married before, right? And you can keep everything that you have, baby. Look, you can have it all. This is all I said, man. Just give me my clothes. Let me see my son, and period.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
You did Tina Turner, huh? Give me my name.
And give me my give me my name back. I want that Marshall name. That Marshall name is staying with me.
Come with me.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, man, look, you can keep it because I know now, like Spike said, now today, just say if I, quote unquote, God blessed me to reach another level as far as finance, I still wouldn't do it.
But you're married, so.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not, and maybe I'm wrong for saying this. Money don't mean like that to me.
She can't come up off me. I'm sorry. You sounding the prenup, boo. If I come into,
I'm just saying it don't.
Well, I think it's hard for us to even say something like that because we're
already married and established, right?
And if we became millionaires as we were
married,
yeah.
That's marital property. Yeah.
So we can't really, delineate from that.
But I'm just telling you, like for me, give me a pair of jeans, tennis shoes, baseball cap, t-shirt. But I'm talking about just me, my regular days. I'm good. I don't need. I mean.
So you don't want that new vet?
I can get the new vet now.
That thing's uncomfortable, by the way. Have you?
It looks uncomfortable, but he loves vets.
Hey, listen, maybe because I'm a big nigga.
But I'm saying, when I brought my truck, I could have brought a vet instead.
Right.
I love trucks.
Right.
So it's not. I mean, I like the vet.
It's uncomfortable.
Do whatever I want. I can have it now, but guess what? Those things don't mean nothing like that to me anymore.
Well, I would get that Bentley. I'm sorry, but it's my fault. Go ahead.
Well, go ahead. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't.
Yeah.
When brothers out here saying like my dream car, I don't have a dream car. There's nothing that I really want like that. That's gonna. My mindset for me was always when I was young. I can't take that mug in the club. I can't take it.
You definitely can't be buried in it.
Right. Well,
Maserati Rick from Detroit, famous drug dealer from the east side of Detroit, he was buried in a Mercedes-Benz coffin. They snuffed him out in the hospital. That's before they got the security in the hospitals.
But I don't have like dream, like just give me my nice little home and my family and.
So for the young brothers out there, right, that's building their wealth right now, right? Get a prenup from me. Get one, because these.
Yeah, go and protect that 37.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, he better not be running toes. So I need a prenup. Hey, but the number you need to be looking at is $500K or better. $500K or better. Yeah, you should be.
You say that too, Vince? $500K or better.
So for me, it's not a just a strict number.
Mm-hmm.
It's about assets.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got a guy making $60,000 a year, you got a house that's paid for in Alabama, you're working on a couple of rental properties, different things like that, then you need a prenup. Because it's not about that number right there.
Now, see, that's what I'm about. Now, honestly, if I've had all this rental property, whoop-de-whoop, before you even came along, and now you talking about I want this, I want that. Well, I got a problem with that now because you didn't have anything. I would do it
prenup,
for that reason.
Yeah.
Not as
if you
right. So it's not a number. Again, for me, it's just that whatever assets that you have, protect those assets. But also, when you get together in a marriage, have those assets protect you as a family too. You know,
or even
so you can continue to get more assets, but then so those will be a part of whatever if y'all happen to split. But that stuff that I came in with,
me.
That's what I'm leaving with.
And that's the thing.
And then
that's the thing I think that most guys and should be having conversations with these chicks they think they're gonna marry, and these are the conversations you need to be having. You should be having financial conversations with your possible significant other. You should be having these conversations. And if a chick wants to be like, no, I ain't getting no prenup, then it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, well, nowadays, women not even having no prenup. I'm going to tell you why. Because they'll tell a dude to get out right now. Pack your little garbage bag and get the hell out of here.
Oh, yeah, nigga, you came in here with a gym bag, nigga. Nigga, I bought...
Hey, nigga. Really, real talk, you got to leave.
Hey, look.
DV,
nigga, leave that Tom Ford in the closet. I bought that. You ain't smelling good. You ain't smelling good for no other house.
Right.
They got their own prenup going
So
on
can
right now.
so let's double back. Let's go back. Some just sparked in my head though. Again, we're going back to the beginning here. So, can a man with money be a lame? Hoe ass
Oh
nigga.
yeah, anybody could be a lame. Anybody could be a lame.
So does money change things?
Money brings out what already is in you.
That was a great definition. Cause that's true. So if you're a sleazeball with money, if you're a sleazeball before money, you're just gonna be more of a sleazier ball.
Yep.
Honey, you have your own business. Has it changed you at all?
Oh no, I still got old trucks and everything.
Yeah, because you
I bought a loan even before I had whatever. I bought an S class. I couldn't wait to get rid of that thing.
Well, you've been like that since the plant days. I remember they were saying back in the day, hey, when you if you making it, don't bring nothing in this plant because these people gonna be looking at you funny. And trust me, what kind of car you had back then?
I had an S500.
That's a
S500.
This man used to pull up. Hey, he would pull up in that plant and damn near park where the
CEO was the foreman. Who's this nigga?
He parked right there. Look, a couple of stars down from him. I mean, pull up dead on him.
But see, I ain't never been, even when I had my black truck, the old Dodge.
Yeah.
Man, look, and I was single, so if I meet somebody and they ain't care, if they thought something about my vehicle I was driving, you ain't for me. I ain't worrying about it. I don't let material things define me. You know what I mean? I let
that's majority of so that's what's causing people to give these labels to some of these names and things that they're mislabeling. They automatically think because you got money, you're a high value man, but you could be a whole ass nigga and not take care of your kids and have money. You know what I'm saying? Or you can be a lying ass nigga, or you have no integrity, or you snitch on everybody and you can still have bread. You know what I'm saying? So I think it goes into what you were saying, exactly what you just said. Monetary things is what people hold value versus the principles, which you should be.
Man, I remember, man, right after God rest his soul, Kobe had died, and this brother was in the barbershop, and he was saying, man, like, I really look up to this dude. Man, Kobe doing this for his kids. He did this. And I'm listening to him on the phone, and he arguing with his girl about not picking the kids up. And like you said, I mean, dressed to the nine, the whole kit and caboodle. But still, you got the utmost respect for Kobe, but you're not taking care
that's
of
a
your
whole
own
simp
kids.
right there. That's a beta.
So, like you just said, and I don't want to use the boo N-word, right?
Right.
But what part of that is for real? I don't believe in. I'm not gonna give nobody no credit over me, or nobody no credit over my own personal situation, because guess what? Just as well, like you, and I had to pay child support and this, that, and I mean, not saying I didn't want to pay it, but she didn't have to do what she done to get the money because I was already giving her the kid.
Right.
But in order to, I think just to make it look bad on me, I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna put you on paper.
Right.
But through it all, man, like, don't tell me nothing about what you admire from another guy, but you
ain't living it in your life.
You ain't living it in your own life. So that, to me, makes you, if you at home and your screen door falling off, and you're not putting it on, or if you see something around the house that need the trash, the lady taking, that's what I consider. I mean,
that's a beta.
that shit up.
That's a whole beta right there. You're supposed to be able to take care of certain.
Look, in every relationship, Spike, not every, but majority of my true relationships, I'm an older guy, so most of the women have had kids.
Mm-hmm.
I've taken care of other dudes' kids, and I've heard the stories about them not taking care of their personal kids. I'm the first one to tell you, maybe I didn't take care of my son properly because I was always working. And I'm not making excuses for myself, because maybe the guy himself thought that about me. Well, he's not He's never doing nothing by his kids. So I made it a point that I'm going to do right by my own son first. Now I have, believe it, like I told y'all first, I have 2 daughters now. I'm sorry, 3 daughters now. I have another stepson. That guy still, the little guy still look up to me today because of stuff that I've put inside of him from a young age. So even with the young ladies, of course, is a little bit different. But we have to get to the point where we start doing things different, because if we could talk about inline conversation to help out other men, and my iron don't sharpen your iron, and your iron don't sharpen spike iron, that's what the problem is. And I really believe, like, whether it's beta or alpha, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, lining yourself up correctly, with thus says what the Lord say, you can throw all this out the window.
That's, you said the exact same thing at the end that I was going to say. Basically, in conclusion, I don't think it matters, beta or alpha. It's just matter if you are how you said, not
a man of value.
Man, high value man, a man of value that is serving in your purpose. And I think that's the main takeaway that I'm gonna pull from this. Is no matter if you beta or alpha. It's just that you're a man of purpose and doing what you're supposed to do.
I think that sums it up pretty good. I think that sums it up pretty good. I mean, I don't have no qualms with that. But yeah, if niggas ain't living what they supposed, if you ain't living what you putting out their mouth, you shouldn't even be, using those labels. Like, a lot of niggas done listen to, Kevin Samuels for about a month or two, and now they think,
yeah, they finna go talk about all these women.
You a whole nigga.
Woman,
see, look, but you know what, my cousin, funny you said that. So my cousin, she's how can I say, she's made some mistakes. She made some mistakes in her life. I won't call them mistakes, right?
Yeah, we all have.
Right. So she does a lot of gaslighting sometimes, and I have to kind of bring her back to reality and say, hey, look, we get free will. The worst thing a person could do is ignore the signs that's in front of them. And a lot of times, as adults, as men, women, doesn't matter who you are, you see the things that's wrong, and you decide to not either speak on them or act on them. So a lot of times we end up in the situations that we're in because we made bad choices. Now, does that make you lesser than a person because of those bad choices? No. But if you continue to make these choices and you're about 5 mistakes down the line, then that's a problem with you. That's a problem that I see sometimes, that I have to, call her up and say, hey, you doing too much. I don't want to embarrass you on Facebook, but you doing too much. You know what I'm saying? And I think, to kind of sum up what we were just talking about, I think a lot of times, if we just stop labeling things and just call them from what they are and what they is, it's going to always be a chief. There's going to always be Indians. It's all about what role you adapt to and what you're best at, that beta male may be able to save your motherfucking identity from being taken from the niggas on the flag. You know what I'm saying? That chump that you think ain't gonna do nothing, but who can shoot the back barn of a brick. You know what I'm saying? He can shoot like a motherfucker, but he ain't throwing no hands. You know what I'm saying? So I think if we just stop over labeling things, I think society would be a lot better, and these high standards, could go away. And we got like a few good topics that's going to be coming up for these next few shows, because I think standards, preferences, those things should exist, and everyone should put a label on it because you got a few dollars, behind your pocket. You might be a whole pedophile out here, you know what I'm saying, but you got money, you know what I'm saying? So, and you a piece of shit if you are, but I think we just need to stop labeling shit. I think we should just live life according to how it is, and that's it. And how God set foot, if he put you on here to be a beta or whatever you want to call it, just don't be a simp. Like, just don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, you know what, Spike? I think that's a good way to end this. I ain't want to go into the simp thing because I don't know what one is.
Oh, I know a few of them niggas, man.
Well,
I'm gonna send y'all a video where niggas be falling in love with runners. That's
all right, man. Hey,
yeah.
show, man. We tested this thing out. I think it worked good. We'll push on.
And it's to help us when we're out on the go.
Okay, well, since you said that, Spike, I did reach out to a few people, and they have given us the green light maybe to come to their locations to do some shows. So, man, with that being said, I always like to end mine like this. My last word that I say, man, like honestly, I'm looking for big things for you, big brother Spike, of course, for my big homie right here, and for myself. And man, I have the utmost respect for y'all. May God continue to bless both of y'all. And that's how I want to end mine like that every time. That's how I end mine. I ain't dropping no mics.
That was a mic drop. But that was a mic drop.
But at the end of the day, man,
I ain't about to drop this mic. It
costs too much. But honestly, big bro, man, like just these conversations, like man, I utilize them even for my own
daily life.
On my daily life, man. And so, but not only that, you have to be a good steward. Meaning, I'm already in process when I leave here through my week. What is it? How can I impact what I'm doing, or what could I say to someone? Because I don't want to live a lie. I'm at the point right now where I don't want to live a lie, because guess what? You have a good word, Tiny. Spike, you have a good word. I have a good word. So if we're not putting those words to use in our everyday lives, once again, because I don't want to go nowhere and somebody said, man, I don't want to lose. In other words, I don't want to lose my testimony. Meaning, I don't want to be this person with inline conversations, and you see me out here huddled up with a group of ladies, not just talking, because I'm a talker. I'm a real estate agent. I have to do some things. But what you're not going to see me doing is doing something that's going to disrespect the integrity of what I'm doing, or my wife, or my kids. I'm not going to do that.
And I'm going to end by saying, best wide receiver in the world, right here. Jerry Rice.
I'm going to tell you like this.
Jerry Rice.
That might be true. I've told y'all last week, the only person I would ever get an autograph is for
I'm about to say, T.O. was on his ass if he wouldn't
Jerry Rice.
T.O.
He can still play right now.
Man, T.O., look, we small, man, but I would love for you to come on.
Oh, my God.
Bring your yellow jacket.
We need to start doing some, I was thinking, that was a good shit, though, Chuck, to reach out. And see, that's the thing about us, man. We all add value to this thing. You know, you feel me? We bring in a lot, and that was great to hear that. It was great to hear the feedback from that, man. Again, I think today was a good show. I know Vince need to end or whatnot, but yeah, man, I just want to add on to that. T.O.
No. I don't need to end by no means. I want it, and this is nothing. Whatever we put this on, I wanted to keep them really under an hour, because people lose focus, and we need those full viewer hours. You know what I mean? So the last one we put out was an hour 40.
This one I think was hour 20. I think.
Right. So I kind of wanted to keep it 45 minutes to an hour.
Man, but it'd be so hot though.
I know, but
I guess what will happen, what will work too though, if we start I think the next editing session, like on this video, and I'll cut this out. This is us just talking afterwards. Start chopping them down a bit, and then two, I seen something I think I need to incorporate from a tech side. I need to throw 2 more cameras into play.
I saw it too, because you can't.
I can't. So we're really 4. If you need 3, you need 1 to cover everybody, and then 3 others to get everybody's viewpoint. So, and
I know you got some more cameras, but I'm a crunch down, because I know them cameras, man. They like 15.
We might be able to do those camcorders though. Those will be like $250, $300, I think. I'll do some more research on them. They might be a little bit more than that. And again, we can start like putting, like I said, what we talked about in the text, and we'll start putting together some shit for that, or whatnot. But this was a good test, and Shit, I ain't got nothing else. You got anything else?
Nah, we good. You good?
Well, we're gonna close it out,
right,
man. Once again, thank you guys for visiting us here at Inline Conversations with your boys Spike, Chuck D, and Vinny, aka Tiny. I think we're gonna go with Tiny, man. I think that's gonna be the
I like
aka Tiny. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Hey, I'm good
Vinny,
with
aka Tiny. Yeah,
like
that's
I told
hot.
you bring me a plate of food.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll go ahead
And let's just keep this conversation going in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this thing. We're trying to get at least 1,000+ subscribers. Hopefully in the next month or two.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We keep pushing this thing out. But yeah, that's it, man. I gotta go do some famous shit. I love you guys, man, and peace. Holla.
All right, bro. Holla. Love
Peace.
you too. I say that. We know we talked about
You gotta
that.
tell everybody
love
you
you
love
too,
them, man.
Spike.
You never know, baby. Gotta tell them you love them. Peace.
All right.